Grid for the final race of the day is filling little by little, and if you see those motorhomes in the background, they are not going to take part in this race. The question is, they are simply allowed over the track because pit area at Pikerneki, actually majority of the pit area is on the inside of the track, and you can't drive through the tunnel with high cars, just passenger cars. You see that gates are open on the outside and they are driving away. So grid is forming little by little, and yes, if you can have one or two drivers in Endurance Academy. If you have one driver, then he or she uh, is taking part in both qualification sessions. If you have two drivers, then driver number one is taking part in qualification number one, and second driver in qualification number two, and the best times from both sessions are added together, and that is how the grid is formed. So the best combined time has car number 111, Soderus Racing. We saw this car quite recently on the track as well, and this is also very familiar one. They just returned from their final sprint race of today. So that's first row. Second row belongs to BaTCC 2 cars, both Estonian cars. Number 88 Lind Racing, Simo Lind is driving that car alone, and fourth place on the grid belongs to number 3 team called Race Attack. Antti Artsev is driving that car alone as well. Then third row, number 114, team called BTR. That is BaTCC 3 BMW with Darius Vasiliauskas and Rimas Vaitkus, together with Porsche Baltic car number 4. This is of course Porsche, as you can imagine, with Darius Kautsius and Toomas Raudonis. This car was just a few minutes ago on the track as well. Number 44 car is on the grid as well, but they are starting a little bit further down from grid position number 10. And set number 15 as well from Chapkauskas racing team. They are starting from 9, position 9. So lots of familiar cars on the track, and if we compare the lap speeds, okay, these are combined speeds. We can say that the fastest cars are almost 20 seconds per lap faster than the slowest ones. And it of course means that drivers both of slow cars and fast cars must be very careful during the overtaking. You must stay concentrated, pay attention to what other drivers on the track are doing. So everything seems to be ready for the start. There is compulsory pit stop in the middle of the race, and you should be in the pits for 5 minutes. So it is for equalizing the chances. Are you going to change the driver or not? What works are you going to do on your car? It doesn't matter. You have to be stationary for 5 minutes when the pit window opens, and then you can't play with different drivers as well. Of course, during the endurance race, it's very common that you try to give better driver as long driving time as possible, but the pit window is quite limited here in Nankang Endurance Academy. You must stay in that windows, and it gives you some limitations. And now, from what we are hearing, cars are already on their warm-up lap. "21 cars took part in qualification. Hopefully they will all be on the track as well. And you can see really different cars. Those Toyota Yarises, which we see in the ABC races, they are starting from the very back actually. Yes, if we look at what their lap times were, they were even slower. Combined lap time of 4:25 and 4:26. It means it means that something went wrong for them. But anyway, even 20 seconds lap time difference is a huge one. Thankfully, even the start time is quite late. In this time of year, we have very long night time in Baltics. Now you can see the sun is still shining, and actually sunset should be at 10:30, so it remains perfectly white, perfectly light, even for racing during the next 2 hours. And now the starting grid is forming already, and it's logical because it's a formation lap. There are 7 different categories represented in this race: BaTCC 1, 2, 3, 4, BMW 325 Cup, V1600 and ABC Race. Very different machinery. And actually it's the first year when BaTCC 4 cars are allowed in these races. We can see 5 of them, and it's highly possible that the overall winner is one of those 5, but let's see. It's endurance race, and the speed is not the only thing which counts. You must do the pit stop between 50th and 70th minute. Something may break on your car. And now everything is ready for the start. And it's go, go, go. Hopefully drivers can remember that this is an endurance race. It's not point to fight into turn one for your position with cars that are hopelessly faster, hopelessly slower than you. First of all, know your targets, know your rivals, know your speed. Number 111, Soderus Racing is already slipping away from Orlen Lietuva Mazeikiu Peugeot. This is very sprint style racing. Of course, those drivers are new to these cars, not the ones who competed just in the sprint race. And Lind Racing number 88 is currently third. Once again, and Simo Lind, who is driving that car, already shows himself. I think Vitalius Plastininas is at the wheel of that Peugeot. Unfortunately, we don't know which driver is sitting in the car. Timing screen is not showing it. Okay, there is a letter on the side window of the car, but it should be on the right side, and we don't see it either. So let's only talk about teams, or in the case team has only one driver, then we can be sure which one it is. Soderus Racing, Orlen Lietuva Mazeikiu ASK, and Lind Racing was the top three after the first lap. And you could see how spread out the field already was. First lap times are not very relevant because they were taken after the start, but let's see when the first full laps are completed what the real lap times will be. And then we can compare the fastest and the slowest cars, and I'm sure the difference will be more than 20 seconds. So number 20 Peugeot is holding up number 88 Honda and number 4 Porsche, courtesy of its top speed. And as this is a endurance race, Simo Lind in number 88 Honda is not trying some silly moves. Main thing is keep your pace. Know what lap times you must run, what should be more or less your position. If you are 1 or 3 or 4 positions down or up during the first laps, it doesn't matter. The pace in this phase of the race is much more important. So after 2 laps, number 111 Soderus Racing Cupra Leon has set the best lap time of 1:30, and on the other end of the field, Zabaki Racing has the best lap time of 1:53, 23 seconds between the fastest and the slowest car. And it means that in the space of 4 laps, the slowest cars will be overtaken, but this time Simo Lind went for the move and jumped number 20 Peugeot on the outside of the final turn. Number 88 Honda is now second, and number 20 Peugeot dropped to third, but there is a long line of cars behind that Peugeot, and many of them should be faster. But then again, it's an endurance race. You must be sensible not to destroy your tires. Keep the car in one piece. That's stint is 1 hour long. You can't win the race in the first 5 or 6 minutes. Actually, we have 5 minutes 40 seconds past since the start, and these are the slowest cars. ABC race Toyota Yarises. Number 22 JV Racing Academy and number 11 Zavaki Racing are the two last cars. But those two are not the last. These cars are in 19th and 20th position respectively. And look how much faster number 88 Honda has been compared to number 20 Peugeot. Just in one lap, gap has grown from nothing to, I don't know, 200 meters. 4 seconds. 4 seconds. It may be nearly 200 meters, really. But in this train, everybody seems to be happy with the pace, not forcing the issue. Having said that, I saw some overtaking move on the back straight. Was it successful? Maybe not, but at least somebody is trying. But yes, number 3 Honda has jumped number 114 BMW, it looks. Yes, Honda is now in front of BMW with another Seat behind it. Little changes here and there. BMW is going to lose another position to number 15 Seat, or is he trying to gain back that lost place to number 3 Honda? Both scenarios are very possible. Oh, and there is car spinning. Number 96 Autokaslita Mazda. Sorry, Honda S2000 happened. Just went into turn too hot. Spun, and here we go again. No big problems, no big dramas. While those two green Yarises are running together. We saw in ABC sprint races that they are really evenly balanced. One car is driven by Martin Sviekstins and Christoph Sveitmanis, another one by Nauris Agafonovs and Brazilian Thiago Carvalho. But this is very common picture in the endurance racing. Anyway, number 15 set is now in front of number 114 BMW. How did it happen? We have no idea. We didn't see it, but it looks like one car is already out. And what car is it? It may be number 30 diesel power BMW. Yes, the car is smoking. Maybe it's smoke, or maybe just steam, but something is not right with it, that's for sure. And those two Yarises have been already lapped by several cars. Number 20 Peugeot is closing in from behind, while this white BMW probably is number 30. He's standing somewhere after turn 3. Oh, what a long train of cars. Now the overtaking. Very difficult moment for everybody, because the difference in speed is huge. And number 15 Seat has jumped number 3 Honda as well. So it's not just keeping a pace. How did it happen? This way. Just going by on the straight. It's the easiest and fastest way to overtake your rival. Those cars are fighting. Not all. That is number 23 Rally Raid Estonia by Krauman Motors, driven by Chris Manama. And somebody has driven into that car. Another change of position, this time number 3 by number 15, quite easily into the final turn. And yes, it was really number 30 diesel power BMW which is standing here. There are signs with the text slow. I don't know if some of those cars are going slow. Maybe yes, maybe not. At least they know now that there is a stationary car on the trackside after turn 2 and 3. Probably that BMW stays in that place for some time. There is no direct reason to start to recover it, because it needs some measures, full force yellow or safety car or something, while it's standing there in relatively harmless position. I think the race can go on. But this train is breaking apart little by little after some adjusting for positions. Now they have settled into their pace. And almost 15 minutes have passed since the start of the race. We haven't seen the leading car. We have seen second placed car number 88 Honda a few times, but the leaders disappeared, not only from their rivals but from the cameras as well. Another overtaking maneuver in the background, and number 114 BMW lost another position, this time to another BMW, number 69, Dvaras Racing. And guess what? Those two Seats, number 44 and 15, are together again, or actually they were together again before number 15 driver made a mistake into hospital and lost 3 places in one go. Not only 44 Seat went by, but 333 BMW and 114 BMW as well. This trio is here running closely together, and those cars in front are still quite close to them. Entirely catchable. Now there is white flag and it tells us that there is a slow moving car on the track. Number 30 BMW has disappeared. It's not standing. Yes, it's moving, not on under his own power, but is towed away. That's also which happens quite often in endurance races. Drivers must be ready for those situations. Just reduce the speed and select your racing line. But that's interesting. We have still so many cars in one picture. Of course, they are not fighting for the highest positions, but here is the fight for P3 and 4. And how came Simo Lindis now behind them? Or is he going to lap them? No, he can't. Yes, something has happened with number 88 Honda. It was second, now it is fourth. Number 20 Peugeot and number 4 Porsche went by. But what was the reason? Simo lost the car somewhere. Was some technical glitch which repaired itself. Remains to be seen, but it looks like 88 Honda still had speed. Maybe it was still nothing else than driver's error. Ooh, and BMW number 114 goes very wide. It was sideways already in the middle of hospital turn. Goes into the gravel, but luckily gets back to the tarmac. A lot of the time was lost, of course, in this situation. Why? It was already sideways turning in. But somehow the driver managed to avoid the concrete wall. Bring back onto the track in one piece. And yes, number 88 Honda now has the same pace as number 4 Porsche and number 20 Peugeot in front of him. The airports are not from the same class. Both Porsche and Peugeot are not one, but actually 2 steps higher. BaTCC 4 cars. Number 88 Honda being BaTCC 2. As you can see, those categories didn't tell the true story or the full story. If you're fast and you have the fast car, you can keep pace, much more powerful machinery. Slower cars are being lapped here. And in this group, situation has changed again. Number 333 BMW has lost at least one place to number 15 SEAT. And 333 goes to turn 2, tires smoking. It's not a sensible way to drive a car in endurance racing. You lead up your tires far too quickly in this way. But this is the leader. This is the leader, Soderus Racing, SEAT number 111. They have completed 14 laps for now, and the gap over number 20 Peugeot of Orlen Lietuva Mazeikiu ASK is even difficult to say, but you can see 1 lap ago it was 46 seconds already. Timing screen tells as well is that number 88 Honda has got in front of number 4 Porsche, although the gap is non-existent, under 1 second, but the order has changed there. And this battle is going about P6 overall. Number 3 Honda race attack in front of number 15 Leon. Number 333 BMW still hovering in the background. Here is what happened into turn 2. That was quite serious overtaking attempt. But both drivers remain sensible, because there is still 1 hour and 36 minutes to go. But now the positions are swapped. Number 15 Prix is in front of number 3 Honda. And it means P6. While those two dark green Yarises are not entirely together. Some 5 seconds are separating them already. So starting from 50th minute between the opens, and there is another regulation that even if you know that 50 minutes up since the start, you must drive over the timing line at least once, seeing the sign of it window open, and only then you can go to the pits and change the driver and let your car serviced. So it doesn't help when your team tells you over the radio that pit window is open. You must see that message on the timing line. Number 88 has now caught number 20 Peugeot, but where is number 4 Porsche? Number 4 Porsche has lost another position to number 44 Seat. So number 4 Porsche is dropping back little by little. And now basically the situation is for faster cars and faster drivers that you are overtaking slower cars almost all the time. Those slower drivers must be cooperative as well. You see that BMW switched on the blinker, showing that he's going to keep left or right as the situation was. But somehow number 88 Honda has lost out a lot compared to number 20 Peugeot. Almost together, one lap ago. Now the gap has grown to no less than 2.2 seconds. But yes, avoiding risks if you are running together with not your direct rivals, but much more powerful cars. Simo Lind in number 88 Honda has done it for years and knows what to do. Main thing, identify your direct rivals and race them. Yes, of course, it would be nice to be an overall winner, but on the other hand, driving wheels off your car to achieve that is not a reasonable tactics. And those two Yaris is number 22 and number 99, actually in the opposite order. Number 99 and 22 now are just 2.5 seconds apart in the same picture. Here they go, number 99 in front and 22 appears in the same picture as well. So they have their own race. 3 cars from ABC race category were entered. We just saw 2 of them on the screens, and the third one is number 11 Honda Civic, driven by Erik Svoits and Maris Kulans. Oh, number 333 locks its brakes into turn 2 while lapping a similar car. This body style is similar. Just 29 minutes have passed since the start of a race, and if you are locking your brakes and smoking your tires in this way, then it will be very difficult towards the end of your stint, because you can't stop before 50th minute. You must keep these tires alive at least 24 minutes, 20 more minutes. And it looks like number 333 BMW will have quite interesting second part. The car is sliding everywhere, all over the place. currently. And their lap times are not far back compared to their best lap. But still, this style of driving eats up your tires very quickly. So the first quarter of the race, first 30 minutes are over already, and looking at the gaps, we can tell that number 111 has been 2 seconds faster per every racing minute over number 20 Peugeot, which is still holding P2. And the gaps now tend to increase. Half of the hour is already passed since the start, and it means that drivers will feel some fatigue. They get tired and will make more mistakes. Number 333 has been very spectacular during recent minutes, but maybe in the bigger plan of things, it's not a good idea to lock your brakes and smoke your tires and slide the car wherever possible. Anyway, only the driver who is sitting at the wheel knows what is right. And certainly they are to go as fast as possible and make that first stint till the end, at least 50 minutes. And if you look the gaps on the left side, there are only few of them which are under 4 seconds. Fourth place, number 4 Porsche and number 15 Seat are separated just by 1.4 seconds. Actually, it was 1 lap ago. This very fine looking BMW number 3 is one of those cars from BMW 325 Cup, driven by Romet Reisin and Prix. Actually, it's number 31. EST1 Racing is the team, and 333 is very slow on the main straight. And number 31, EST1 Racing BMW, is currently 12th. We saw Romet Reisin driving that car in BMW Sprints, and he was doctoring, oh, this car has no tires left whatsoever. And 333 was very slow on the main straight because of that half spin. And yes, the tires of this car is completely dead. I don't imagine how the driver can keep going for next 20 minutes. Those tires will be shredded to the pieces. We saw what happened to Drew Holland on the last lap of a GT race. He spun exactly in this place, hospital turn, because as he said, the tires were completely dead, and exactly the same can happen to 333, or maybe it's happened already, because the car is sideways through every and any turn. Yeah, it's fun to drive in this way, but you are not going to be very fast. 116 is the sole entered. Yeah, no, it's not sole, it's BaTCC1 car driven by Estonians Marek Kau and Margus Kau. But here is a direct battle, and number 15 Saint Leon has fought number 4 Porsche. They are 5th and 6th respectively overall. So there is certainly something to fight for. And it looks like Porsche has the same issue the 333 car had, namely it has ate up its tires, and number 3 is closing in even faster, and there is the lead car 111 as well behind this trio. And we see blue flags, they must be shown here. Of course, it's very difficult for flag marshals in these situations. Cars may be on very different laps. Now Porsche number 4 lost 2 positions through turn 2. But it's very difficult for our leader to overtake all those cars, which are again overtaking even slower car, that Mazda of Vidmantas Počiūnas, number 8. Počiūnas is driving in 1 all 2 hours, and now 111 leaders have cleared almost all this train. Just number 15 is in front of them. And of course they can be very, how to say, relaxed, because the lead number 111 set has over number 20 Peugeot is more than 1 minute. The reach over 1 minute and 10 seconds, while Blue Yarises are running together once again, separated just by a few meters. 99 in front, 22 just behind. Of course, they are just fighting with each other, but the experience of endurance racing with only 2 hours, it's very different compared to the sprints. And those drivers, of course, they are amateurs. They are doing it just for fun. If you can beat your teammates, it's motivation as well. You're not going to conquer the world, but starting with your teammates, that can be a good target as well. And 111 set really lost maybe 1 or 2 seconds while waiting for the slower cars, waiting for overtaking slower cars, but in the big scheme of things, it didn't harm them. Now they have already jumped the 4th place car, so that's their advantage. 40 minutes have passed since the start, and all bar 2nd and 3rd placed car are already being lapped. There are more than 15 seconds to third place car, so maybe number 111 Leon is Seth Leon is not going to catch number 88 Honda before the pit stop. And these are the leaders. Number 111 Soderus Racing, Darius Šitlinskas, Justus Grendelis are the drivers. And they have huge gap to all the others. Last time around their lap time was 1:29. Second best car, number 20 Peugeot, did 1:31.9. There is an emerging battle, actually. It has emerged already because number 15 Seat has got a similar number 44 car. I've seen those two together today for long times during sprint races, actually in both races. They were racing each other, and number 3 Honda is also mixing into this company. And number 44 enters the pits, but it is not a compulsory pit stop. It's an emergency pit stop, whatever has happened to that car. But it was not a regular pit stop. They are going to lose out a lot of time. Actually, they have already lost. But they are refueling. Interesting, because regulations state that the compulsory pit stop must be between minutes 50 and 70. What number 44 Hemi Racing by Statomenas is doing here? Did they run out of fuel? If they did, then of course it's their own problem, because this stop certainly was not a compulsory mandatory stop. They had to go in once more. And car number 44 has two drivers as well, so Enrikas Statskus and Jonas Jančavičius, they must perform a driver change as well. But here is direct battle for P2. Number 88 Honda is on the heels of number 20 Peugeot. They are from different categories. They are together on the track. Simolind is in number 88. Should be very sensible in this situation. Of course, it will be nice to have P2 overall, but his first intention should be winning his class and gathering points in the championship standings. There is no overall classification in the championship, just classes. That Peugeot in front of him is 2 classes higher. Number 88 Honda is BTC 2, number 20 Peugeot is BTC 4. They are now lapping BTC 1 class Mazda, number 8. Lentinho Ingenieria team by Vidmantas Kočiūnas. Kočiūnas is the sole driver in that car, running on 2 powers. But it looks that Simo Lind in number 88 has not any intention to overtake number 20 Peugeot in front of him, but overall leaders, number 111 Seat is catching them. They were together already on the back stretch. And now it is only a matter of time when second and third place car will be lapped by leaders as well. 46.5 minutes have passed since the start, so perhaps leader will catch those cars before the pit stop window opens. It is very likely. Gap has been, actually 1 lap ago the gap was 1 minute and 25 seconds, and looking at the lap times, okay, number 111 has not been very fast during the recent laps. They have no reason. And here is another proof that Simo Lind at number 88 Honda knows exactly what he is doing. And by time again he's getting very close to number 20 Peugeot, but he's not going to trying to overtake that car, because there is no point. Actually, there is no points. Literally, there is no points in championship for that achievement. And on the Yaris front, number 99 is now in front of number 22 by more than 2 seconds. But still, they have been very close to each other from the start, and they are still very close, and probably be very close until the checkered flag. Leaders have now completed 32 laps, and yes, number 111 Seat is now just a few car lengths behind number 88 Honda, and it means that the car in third position overall will be lapped by the leader in the very short time. And here it happens. The P2 car will have the same fate, maybe even during this lap, maybe during the next one, but it will certainly happen. Oh, and there is one even slower car. It should be number 11 Honda Civic, ABC race category, which was overtaken by 3 much faster cars. Number 20 Peugeot is still in front of number 111 Seat on the track, but actually they are now on different laps. Leader has lapped all the other cars at least one time, best lap time has been 1:28.8. Second place car 1:31.0, so 2.2 seconds per lap faster. And having completed 33 laps, okay, it's more or less maybe the average advantage over one lap is even larger than those 2.2 laps. It usually tends to be so. Arturs Racing team BMW was overtaken by three leaders. That car, that old BMW E36 body style, has also been very quick in recent years, having been in top 3 overall as well on several occasions, but today it's not that fast. And what has happened here? Something has happened. I guess 111 set has gone wide into turn 2 because cars which he lapped just a few moments ago are now in front of him once again. And this is a sign of danger. 52 minutes have now passed since the start, and it means that the pit window should be open. And now can we see what happened? What happened to the leader? Oh yeah, just went way too hot into turn 2, run wide onto the gravel. But yes, that was a lucky escape. That was a really lucky escape, but you can afford. And yes, number 20 Peugeot comes in. Pit window is open. And they are not the only one. Number 116 BMW is in the pits as well. Tire change, Nankang AR1 semi-slicks are used on these cars per regulations. And now the situation on the track becomes a little bit confusing. While some cars are already standing in the pits, some cars are out on the track. Must wait until pit cycle end, and then you can tell what the real situation is, what the real ranking is. So up goes the car, and I assume it was Vitalius Plastininas who was at the wheel of this car, and Arturs Simins, who drove that car in sprint races, will now resume their driving duties. Mechanics are not rushing because 5 minutes, which is the compulsory time of being stationary, is quite a long one. Lots of cars in the pits already. And you must be very precise with your clock, with your timer, counting those 5 minutes, which you must be stationary. Otherwise, you can be hit with a hefty penalty if your pit stop will be shorter. If it's longer, then okay, it's your own problem. But if it's shorter than the regulations stipulate, then you are going to be penalized. And interestingly, it's we have seen cases like this, people losing very good positions because somehow their pit crew didn't manage to count 5 minutes correctly. So race is going on. Several cars are standing in the pits for their stop. 5-minute stop. 5 minutes are a long time if you are trying to race. Just sitting in the car and waiting to let out. More cars coming in. Cameras are following number 20 Peugeot of Orlen Lietuva Mazeikiu ASK, which was second overall. Before entering the pits, number 114 BMW is coming in. They were currently fifth because thanks to other cars already standing in the pits. So as I told, the picture becomes a little bit skewed. Number 111 BMW is exiting the pits. Their mandatory stop is over. But those who have not stopped yet, they have still 12 minutes to come in. The 20 coming out, and there is the Arturs Racing team BMW. Number 87 is returning to the track as well. But the leaders, number 111, Seat is still out there, while number 15 is coming in. They were third before their stop. Number 11 Honda returned to the track as well. That is one of 3 ABC race cars in this endurance race. And number 333 BMW is in the pits as well. We saw this car in deep trouble already after 30 minutes. Tires worn out, car was sliding all over the place. While the new tires are semi-slicks, I suspect those wheels which were taken off the car had very much slick tires on them. Number 99 Yaris is in the background as well. This car, number 87 BMW, has already been in the pits, as has number 20 Peugeot. But number 3 Honda is yet to make its stop. It's quite easy to calculate if the lap time is 1.5 minutes, more or less. Majority a little bit more, and your pit stop is 5 minutes, then you're going to lose a little bit more than 3 laps in that time. Okay, entering the pits and exiting takes its toll as well, but a little bit more than 3 laps. In the little window, I guess it's number, yeah, it's 333 BMW. Neomatic Prix Krauman Motors team, and number 99 Yaris is serviced as well. He can probably return to the track in a short time. Yes, those 5 minutes you must follow that time. The mechanic is standing in front of the car. Track marshals have a very difficult, challenging job during the endurance race, while the car's lap times are differing by more than 20 seconds, and it's really hard to understand sometimes which car is fast, which one is going to lap another car, and where is the direct battle. P33 is back on the Urvo Männamaa and Karel Gross are the drivers of that car. Again, we don't know which of them drove the car during the first stint and which of them is sitting in the car now, but the main thing is leaders have now pitted. Number 111 Cupra Leon is in the pits for their mandatory 5-minute stop. And there is one more challenge, because sun is shining now very low, and when the drivers are approaching hospital turn, it is shining just into their eyes from the very low position. It can blind them, so it seems that number 88 Lind Racing Honda will take the lead for at least one lap if it's not going to entering the pit right now. 111 tires have been changed. Car is back on the ground. But now they must wait. And you can see how hot the brakes are. They are smoking. Usually the mechanics with portable blowers are allowed to cool them. Just blow some cool air onto the brakes. And number 20 Peugeot is coming here. They are the first of the cars who have served their mandatory pit stop, but it actually tells us nothing, because we don't know where the other cars will slot in, who are currently in the pits or still to stop, as number 3 Honda camera is following. Race attack Honda driven by Antti Jartsev for 2 hours. Is currently in 3rd. The sun can be very annoying here. At least the braking area is more or less in the shadow. And as sun is going lower, lower, the shadows will get longer and longer. So this distraction probably will be easier as time is running by. But now, number 88 Honda has taken the lead. That car is still out on the track, while 1 hour and 5 minutes have passed since the start. Number 3 Honda is going to be second if it continues, or is it going to be in the pits? Anyway, number 111, the leaders are now out on the track after their stop. And racing is resumed between number 15 Seat and number 4 Porsche once again. We saw them together on several occasions during the first stint. But we also saw that Porsche made a pit stop at around 45th minute, certainly before the pit window was opened. And it means that they must do another pit stop, and it is 111 running wide. Is it a replay or is it the second occasion? No, it's a replay. It happened quite a long time ago, maybe 10 or 15 minutes, but 88 Honda is now in the pits being serviced. This is also an important moment because this car was fighting for second or at least third position overall and BaTCC2 victory. Actually, there are only 3 cars entered in BaTCC2. Number 88 and 3 are serious contenders. Number 96 Autokaslita Honda S2000 is currently down in B15 and not figuring even for the laurels in its own category. But now Porsche seems to be much faster than Seat in this comparison. Number 4 Porsche versus number 15 Seat. Both drivers are different as well. Number 4 Porsche drivers are Darius Gautsius and Toomas Raudonis, while number 15 Seat is driven by Tautvydas Butkus and Ramonas Čapkauskas. 1 hour and 9 minutes have already passed. Now, since the start, and this means that if somebody has not entered the pits, they must do it in the space of 1 minute, but it looks like number 44 Seat is already in the pits. They were last one to come in. Or number 3, where is number 3 Honda? They should be in the pits as well. Otherwise it will be very tight. And it also means that after about 5 minutes we will have a clear picture who stands where, or actually who moves where, and what are the chances to gain positions or who are possibly going to lose some positions. Number 111 will keep its positions, the leading position. There is no question about it, because they had more than one full lap at hand over everybody. Even before the pit stop, they had lapped everybody at least one time. The interesting question will be where the number 88 Honda comes back onto the track compared to number 20 Peugeot. Peugeot is running here on the back part of the track, approaching Hospital Corner. But number 88 is probably still in the pit. At least their time is not being shown. We can only wait. While number 15 Set has dropped away from number 4 Porsche. One lap ago the gap was more than 6 seconds already. I've been them together for several times, but now it seems that number 4 Porsche has decisive advantage over number 15 Set. Here comes number 20 Peugeot. Where is number 88 Honda? Looks like still in the pits. And yes, now 88 Honda is back on the track. And if the timing is right, then the gap has grown to 15 seconds. It was in the region of 5 seconds before the pit stops. So 88 Honda has lost quite a big chunk of time. But on the other hand, nobody was threatening number 88, especially in their own class, BaTCC 2. Few more minutes and then we will have a clear picture. Number 44 has not completed their mandatory pit stop, but other than that everything should be clear. And now one-on-one Set and number 4 Porsche are in the same picture, and it will be direct comparison, and the Porsche is now much faster, and it is surely down to the driver. Again, we have no slightest idea who is driving which car, but I suspect number 4 car should be driven out by Domas Raudonis. What we saw from the sprint races, Raudonis was much faster than his teammate Darius Koutsius. And yes, they are taking the lap back. So number 4 Porsche has now overtaken number 111 Set, and it means they are on the same lap now. Should be, yes they are. Although the gap is in the region of 1 minute and 20 seconds. And in overall classification 111 is still in front, but with 45 more minutes to go, let's keep an eye on their lap times. It's entirely possible that number 4 Porsche can regain that one lost lap during those 45 minutes, because exactly the opposite happened during the first racing hour. Then 111 had much faster driver than number 4 Porsche. And The lap time comparison tells us that 111 had a lap time of 1:35.0. Meanwhile, number 4 Porsche did the same lap in 1:31.1, so almost 4 seconds faster is the number 4 Porsche currently. Okay, this was just one lap. Maybe the regular gap is not that large. But it's entirely possible that number 4 Porsche will catch number 111 Seat. And the same is true about number 20 Peugeot as well, because that car is now the fastest on the track. 1:29.0 was their most recent lap time, so it's exactly 6 seconds faster than the leader. And they are already on the same lap as well. So it's going to be interesting. Top 4 are now on the lead lap. And the leader is moving quite slowly. It's the pain and gain of endurance racing if you have 2 drivers with very different skills. One rather fast, another rather slow. But for spectators it makes the show more unpredictable and more interesting. Number 114 BMW seems to have a problem. Their right indicator is switched on. Number 4 Porsche also set time 1:29.9, so they are still having very good pace. And I'm almost sure that number 111 Seat is going to lose its lead before the end of the race. But the question is more like how many cars are going to go by. This 114 BMW is quite fast down the straights, and number 4 Porsche lost several seconds while waiting for the overtaking opportunity. But it's the same for everybody. It's the same for everybody. All other faster cars must overtake the slower ones as well. But yes, this time number 4 Porsche lost some almost 2.5 or maybe 3 seconds. Lap time was almost 1:32. This BMW number 114 is still having its right indicator switched on, but there is no sign of them turning right into the pits, or what they meant initially. Maybe it's just accidentally the driver has hit the indicator switch. It happens sometimes. Racing drivers describe the situation when they must regain the control of car that I had my cockpit full of hands, and in those situations it's very easy to hit the wrong switches. Most recently, comparing the lap times, number 111 did 1:32.7, number 20 Peugeot 1:30.1, number 88 Honda 132.3 and number 4 Porsche 129.7. So the Porsche is maybe the only one which is constantly very fast. Although we saw that car losing 2 or even more seconds a few minutes ago when the car was stuck behind the 114 BMW. But this car, number 20, is running now regularly under 130, so gaining in the region of 2 or maybe 3 seconds against the overall leader. Flashing the right lights already to number 3 Honda in front, which is also in quite good position, 6th overall. Their lap times are now very different already. Number 20 Peugeot being some 4 or even 5 seconds per lap faster. That's a huge difference, of course. Antti Artsev at the wheel of number 3 Honda was not going to resist that overtaking move against number 20 Peugeot. Arturs Simins is seemingly driving now that car, the man who drives that car during the sprint races as well. It's making huge strides towards the lead. The gap is now 38 seconds. So basically he must take back 1 second per every minute compared to the leaders. Then he can catch the number 111 set. And let's keep an eye on it. Another question, of course, is how long the tires will be working. Be too fast in the beginning of your stint and you run into deep trouble towards the end of your stint. We saw it with number 333 BMW during the opening stint. It was basically out of its tires after first 30 minutes already. But it seems that if anybody is able to catch number 111, it's only number 20 Peugeot, because the gap between number 20 and number 88 Honda in P3 is more than 30 seconds, and it's impossible to compensate that big gap with driving only. If something happens to number 11, then it's a different story, but on the merit, I think only number 20 Peugeot is probably able to catch the leaders. Number 44 Seat is moving very slowly. They were in the, okay, maybe not the lead battle, but in top 5 at least. Now they have dropped to P9 and cars are passing them left and right and center. Having seen one Honda Yaris, not Honda Yaris, Toyota Yaris, of course, on the screen, makes me ask where they are, and now they are separated already by much more than 5 or 10 seconds. 99 is firmly in front of number 22 for the intra-Yaris battle. But what is the gap? Oh, the gap is huge because number 22 is moving rather slowly. And yes, two Yarises is now separated by 43 seconds, so perhaps almost certainly number 99 will be higher ranked at the finish than number 22. But returning to the leaders, number 20 is keeping the pace. 34 minutes to go, 34 seconds gap. But it's easier said than done. You must keep this pace until the end, whatever happens. But everything is changing. In number 44 car, I remember now they had one very strange stop. Are they going to stop anymore? No. They stopped at about 45th minute or even a little bit earlier, and it is not counted as a mandatory stop. So stewards maybe have some say about that after the finish. We are closing into the three-quarter mark. 1 hour and 27 minutes have passed since the start of the race. A little bit more than 30 minutes still to go, and here it comes. Number 4 Porsche Baltic car has set the fastest lap of the race, 1:28.6, and in the process they have jumped number 88 Honda. So now that number 4 Porsche is third overall. Third overall, but still second in their class, because number 111 Soderus Racing alone is also BaTCC 4 car, and there is little chance for number 4 to catch number 111. Here you can see the gaps quite clearly. It's 1 minute and 10 seconds almost, and it's not realistic in 31 minutes. And now it looks like number 20 Peugeot has lost out somewhere, because the gap has stabilized at about 33 seconds, while there is still only 31 minutes to go. So they are behind the schedule already by some 2 seconds, and it is very, very difficult to get back onto that schedule if your rival is not going to hit any trouble. Actually, top 3 cars had almost the same lap time last time around, in 1:30s everybody, and 88 Honda had 1:31.3, so they are running quite at the same pace. 88 Honda, for 88 Honda, it was their fastest lap of the race at all. But of course that car can't be comparable with top 3. Traffic jam at the penultimate corner, and one of those reasons was Toyota Yaris. Everybody had to overtake that car, which was moving rather slowly. But number 20 Peugeot is now back on the schedule. 30 minutes to go, 30 seconds to catch. We have entered the final quarter of the race, final 30 minutes. And Number 44, Cupra is moving very slowly. Actually, it's more like a moving chicane on the track. Number 23, BMW, was in trouble overtaking number 44 Set. 44's lap times are in the region of 140. So that's 10 seconds slower than their best lap time. What's the reason for that? I'm not able to tell you, unfortunately. And Simo Lind in number 88 Honda has started to push. He's bettering his fastest lap time already several times, several laps after another. 1:30.7 is the best one. And yes, number 20 Peugeot is now firmly on the schedule once again. 28 minutes to go, 28 seconds to fight back. But it's still very fine balance. Just one botched move on the back marker, you lose some 2 or 3 seconds and everything may be gone. Of course, the same can happen with 111 as well. Two Estonian BMWs fighting for the position. Actually, they are not fighting for the position, they are just on the same part of the track, because number 87 Arturs Racing team older BMW is one lap. Yes, actually lap number 31 EST1 Racing BMW for the second time already. So they are on the different laps, not keep competing directly with each other. And what sign was it shown to number 333? It certainly wasn't false start, it was false start was on the backside. Let's try to make clear what it was. Meanwhile, this is the fastest car on the track, although number 4 Porsche's most recent lap was quite slow actually, 1:33.1. Was it for back markers or whatever? Something happened to it. And looking at number 20 Peugeot, they are now in front of their schedule. 25 minutes to go, 24 seconds to fight back. So they are still in it. race going on between two Estonian BMWs for P7 and P8. Number 87 car is still in front, and number 333 just less than a second behind them. While number 20 has now gained a lot, just 21 seconds to get back and 24 minutes to go. And of course, if you're doing a lap in 1:28.8 and your rival 1:31.7, it certainly helps. Now number 20 must overtake number 15 set, and it went quite smoothly. Maybe a few tenths were lost there, but not much. So the fight for the overall victory is certainly on. And not for the overall victory for BaTCC4 laurels as well, because top 3 cars are all BaTCC4 cars. Number 111 Soderus Racing Leon, number 20 Orlen Lietuva Mazeikiu ASK Peugeot, and number 4 Porsche Baltic Porsche. Number 8 Mazda MX-5, the Video Ingenieria team with Mantas Pochunas running this car alone. Is currently second in his class, quite down in the overall ranking in 17th, without real chances to win the class as well, because there are only 2 cars and class leaders number 116 BMW is 2 laps in front. But yes, number 20 Peugeot. And what has happened to Porsche? Is it puncture, left rear puncture? It seems to be, and in the most uncomfortable place, just in the beginning of the lap, and it means that Porsche must do one very, very slow lap to get back to the pit. And that is a late drama which can happen in every endurance race, be it 24 hours or 2 hours. And this has happened to number 4 Porsche, which was on the course to P3 overall. And it was already gone. It was already gone here. I suspect it is left rear tire. So they must now very carefully full 3 kilometers to get back to the pits. And they are going to lose many seconds, actually. Maybe full lap or even more. And yes, you can see that the rim is already touching the ground and pieces of rubber are flying away. So it's a very unfortunate situation, especially because it's left side tire. You have to lean onto it on almost every corner because Mikkernäki is run clockwise. But maybe it's the reason why that tire got the puncture as well. Anyway, number 4 is now not out, but they are going to lose several positions. Actually, they have already lost at 1 to number 88 Honda, now another to number 15 Seat. Yeah, being fastest car on the track doesn't help if you have a puncture. Where did they get it? Was it running over the curbs too aggressively? Or maybe from the gravel on the track? Don't know, but it's a very unfortunate outcome. Now the big chunks of rubber are flying away already from that, I would say, X tire. It's not tire anymore. Your number 4 is back in the pits, just maybe 100 or 200 meters to the pit box, and then the mechanics can start to change the wheel. It seems that there is no more damage on the car. Driver was very sensible, didn't drive too fast. And number 96 Honda is in the pits as well. Mechanics are going to open the engine cover, and it doesn't mean good if this is done in the pits. Meanwhile, 17 and a half, almost 18 minutes to go, and number 20 Peugeot is just 7 seconds behind the leaders. How did this happen? We didn't see, but the fight for the lead is on, and I can bet change of lead will happen in few minutes. So number 4 has now new tire and back on the track. Where are they in the ranking? Dropped to P6. Is there any chance to fight back? Probably not. And look at the gap between top two, only 4.5 seconds. It means that here is Arturs Simins, who is that number 20 Peugeot. He must already see the lead car. Lead car comes here. Simins in Peugeot comes here. So he must already see the leading car, which is his clear target. And sun is not shining onto the straight anymore. There is less distraction for the drivers. Number 20 flashing the headlights to number 31 BMW. And now the target is just in front of them. Catch and overtake. Very simple, and in the process they will probably overtake number 4 Porsche as well. Yes, Porsche is not at full speed for sure. Maybe there is some additional damage, but it's moving very slowly. But this is the fight for the lead. Number 111 versus number 20. Seat versus Peugeot. And Seat is still in front, but now they are separated by just 2.4 seconds on the line. And looking at the lap times, they must be together towards the end of the lap. And then there is 15 more minutes for Arturs Simins at the wheel of that number 20 Peugeot to overtake number 111 Seat. Or Cupra Leon. Actually, it's called Cupra Leon, but I haven't seen what badge they have. Yeah, number 4. If it's not finished, then it's almost finished. I mean, not under the checkered flag, but car is barely moving. So now Simins in number 20 Peugeot has all the aces in his hands. The race leader is just a few meters in front of him. He has much better lap times. Has fought back the deficit of more than one full lap. And now they are together. Now they are together and Simins is going for it and his opponent lets him go. So we have a new race leader, number 20 Peugeot of Orlen Lietuva Mazeikiu ASK with Vitalius Plastirinas, and Arturs Simins is the new leader. Number 111 Soderus Racing of Darius Žitlinskas and Justas Krendelis has now pushed back to second, but it is probably where they will finish because third place car number 88 Honda is too far back. Simo Lind in that number 88 is not able to catch. Yes, there is 1 minute and 17 seconds between them. So in 13 minutes still remaining to the checkered flag, it's impossible to fight back. But as we saw with number 4 Porsche, everything can happen. They were maybe not in the lead fight, but certainly in top 3. But unexpected puncture, slow return to the pit, and they lost 3 positions and went out. Couldn't regain the full speed, and they are losing now 1 position after another. Car crawling on the track very slowly, and now they have returned to the pits, but the race has basically over. Hopefully they can return to the track and take the checkered flag at least. So they will be classified, of course. Must go at least 50% of the mileage driven by the winner. There will be no problem with it. That threshold is not that high. But of course, it is very weak consolation. They were firmly in top 3 overall and top 3 in their own class. Now they are nowhere. So you can't be happy with that. Is there any more fights in the site? Maybe not. The gaps are quite clear everywhere. And with exactly 11 minutes to go, I think all drivers now are just listening what their cars are doing. This is the paranoia the drivers has towards the end of endurance race is on the unbelievable level. Everything you hear, every smell, every noise, you think, what is wrong with my car? What is coming from my car? What is going to break next? And 88 is in the pits, so late drama here as well, and I guess it was just for refueling. Is number 88 Honda going to lose its third position? Probably not, because the gap to fourth place number 3 Honda was more than 1 lap. But it was probably a mistake while calculating the refueling amount. That late pit stop just 10 minutes before the end of the race is was not certainly a regular pit stop. So again, everything can happen, and we have seen twice everything has happened already. The conclusions were very hard for number 4 Porsche, number 88 Honda probably managed to hold this position, P3 overall. At least it's back on the track and running smoothly again. And number 4 Porsche is back on the track, but it's moving still very slowly. They have now dropped to P14 already. And maybe going to lose some more positions. Also, number 96 Autocross Lita Honda is 3 laps behind them. Maybe they can keep that, but again, P14 or P15 doesn't matter if you have lost P3. But these are the leaders. Number 20 Orlen Lietuva Mazeikiu ASK Peugeot 308. They just completed the 70th lap. 7.5 minutes still to go, and this red Honda Integra Type R is in P4 overall. And while maybe Antti Artsev at the wheel of that car had a slight hope when number 88 Honda pitted for the second time. Actually, that hope was very slim because the gap between them is still 37 seconds. But number 20 seems to be going very slowly. Yes, there is another drama. There is another drama, and we will have new old leader number 111. Cupra Leon has regained the lead with just 6.5 minutes to go. So another drama, and is it tire again? No. And number 4 Porsche is seemingly finished now, is standing, and yes, number 20 Peugeot is entering the pits, and the fairy tale race for them is over. They were almost there, catching the leader, passing it, and more or less the same can be said about this car, number 4. They were on their course for top 3 finish now. 2 cars from top 3 are now out, and the slowest of top 3 cars we had, number 111 Cupra Leon, is still running. Okay, seems to be a puncture as well on the left front tire of number 20 Peugeot. And here is the moment when the lead changed hands once again. Number 111 overtaking number 20. And what next now? Do they still have second place overall? Yes, they do. But let's put things into perspective. If number 88 Honda hadn't made its second pit stop, maybe he would have been in P2 now, not P3. But again, it's what have possibly could be. With less than 5 minutes to go, number 111 is now back in the lead. But the lead is certainly not 5.5 seconds, it was 1 lap ago. This should be in the region of 1 minute and 10 seconds maybe, and the car is going very slowly. Driver is now very careful and probably is the right approach. You can't win this race anymore, but you can lose it. You can lose it during the final 4 minutes. The last 4 minutes are ticking away from the clock. Yes, this 2-hour endurance race, Nankang Endurance Academy race, has been a classic endurance race where everything can happen towards the end, and you can see while number 20 Peugeot is going through turn 1, leaders 111 are on the main straight. So yeah, 1 minute and 1 minute and 10 seconds is the gap, almost exactly. So only if 111 stops on the track during those final 3 minutes which are left now, number 20 will be unable to catch them. But let's be very careful with those predictions. I've seen lots of drama already, and it's not guaranteed we will see another one. But Arturs Simins at the wheel of that Peugeot is not holding back. You could see that he's just set the fastest lap of the race, 1:28.3. And yes, of course, what should he do? There is no point to just walk home. He's showing he can drive fast, and yes, whatever can happen. 1 minute and 40 seconds to go, but still, whatever can happen. Until the checkered flag has not been shown, everything is possible. Simins is flashing headlights to slower cars. He seems to be in a really desperate mode now, but you can understand. You can understand him having a certain lead in his hand without any danger from behind, and then bang, tire goes and lead goes with it. Final minute of the race. Where is number 111 car? Should be close to the main straight. And it means that Simins is now on his penultimate lap, while the leaders will go onto their final lap in few seconds, just 20 seconds to go. 10 seconds to go, and the leading car, number 111 Cupra Leon, has started its final lap of this 2-hour race. They lapped all the field at least once during the first hour, but during the second hour, during the second stint, they Fell back, lost the lead to number 20 Peugeot, but then the unlucky puncture for Peugeot elevated number 111 back to the lead, and now they are closing into the finish. Time is over already. Just half a lap to go. No need to push anymore. Just bring the car home. And exactly that is happening. The lap times during second stint have not been great, but as you can see, they have been fast enough. So the leader is now on the final time on the main straight, flashing the headlights. Checkered flag is out, and number 111, Soderus Racing, Cupra Leon, has won 2-hour Nankang Endurance Academy race in Riga. Number 20, Peugeot of Orlen Lietuva Mazeikiu ASK is still on the track. They will be second. The only question is what the final gap will be. It actually makes no difference. And number 88 Honda is here in the background. Here comes number 20 Peugeot for a final time through the final turn. Second eventually, and number 88 Honda will be third overall. So that was it, 2-hour endurance race, full of drama, unexpected lead changes. A proper endurance race in one word. And this is the winning car. Yes, they were lucky, no question. They were very lucky. But it's a part of endurance racing. Punctures usually don't happen just. There is certain reason, and usually the reason is driver pushing too much, maybe running over curbs too aggressively, maybe hitting some gravel stones on the track, whatever. But here are the final results. Top 8. Interestingly, 5 Estonian teams in top 8. Of course, top 2 places belong to Lithuanian teams, and on the second page, Estonian and Lithuanian teams. Latvian teams were only in ABC race with slow cars, so it's clear that they couldn't mix with the big boys. And here you can see that sun is still shining in Riga. The time here is 21:40, and
we
over
are
to
in the
Arturs.
last Parc Fermé of DeWALT Grand Prix 2023, the Nankang Endurance Academy 2-hour race. Competitors have reached the finish line, and in first place we have here number 111. We see the beautiful Cupra TCR, and of course we would like to have a word with the winner, with the driver. Let's try to get an interview with the winners. So hi, we are on the live stream. Congratulations on an eventful race.
It was a great race. It's first race for me, so sorry, I'm a little bit exciting. So I cannot do this without my another driver, Justas. So yeah, and of course with all my team.
So and it was a difficult 1 hour right now, right?
Yeah,
Not so easy, I think so. My colleague is first race.
so it was difficult. It was a lot of mistakes from me, but first race, and it's victory. It's the most important thing.
First race and first victory. That's amazing. So great story.
Yeah, it's amazing. So let's keep pushing and let's take another one, yeah?
Yes, we will see Palanga.
Yeah.
And how was the first hour? It was like you're setting the time very well.
Yeah, first hour is absolutely easy for me. Yeah, and pushing, and that's all.
Okay, congratulations, guys.
Thank you.
Thank you.
So these were the winners overall. And then well, let's see who we can still else get. We will try to get to Arturs Simins. Arturs, let's wait for him to take off. Yeah, Orlen Lietuva ASK. Arturs Simins, second place overall, second place BaTCC 4. But it looked like a victory. Arturs, what happened a few minutes before the finish?
You know, you saw my pace. I was pushing really hard, and I think the guys know I can do it. But it's racing, you know. I maybe took some little curb a little bit more, or maybe just the tire. It went flat. I had to go into the pit lane and change it. Overall, it's second place. It's not bad, but I came here for a victory. You couldn't see that. It's like 10 minutes before the race. It looked like a... But it's racing, you know, and I enjoy it, and it's really great. And thanks BaTCC for these events, and hopefully we'll see me on podium today, second time.
Yeah, so great weekend for you overall, and you set the fastest lap time as well, 2 laps or 3 laps before, so this race, so yeah.
No, I didn't know that, but yeah, that's the reason I really pushed hard. I really tried, but no worries. It's racing, as I told you before.
You have a smile on your face, so that's good. Congrats.
Yeah, thanks. Congrats.
So Arturs Simins, of course, he came here to win, but in the end, it's second place. But 2 podiums in 1 weekend, that's amazing and great for him. Let's try to check in with BaTCC2 class, BaTCC2 class winners here. Here you have the 2 fastest guys in BaTCC2, Simo Lind, Antti Järtsev. How was it for you?
Let's say it was interesting. I enjoyed first part of the race. It was like I really enjoyed it, and it has always been my dream to drive with a TCR car. At least I drive together with TCR car, so it was already something similar. But yeah, the first part was really enjoyable. The second part, I have still some fuel issues, so I was struggling. We did an extra pit stop and so on, but yeah.
Luckily you made it.
Yeah, I made it, and with very good team it's possible.
Thank you.
Yeah.
So Simo Lind, the winner, Antti Järtsev, second place in BaTCC2, I assume. How was the race for you?
Easy, let's make 2 hours more. But I think same, it was very, very enjoyable to drive with the TCRs and fight with the TCRs and that GT4 Porsche, you know. And what the fuck I'm doing here? And,
Sorry for the language, but good.
sorry, yeah.
Adrenaline.
We changed places with TCR a lot. Very nice. But I think it's my easiest 2 hours because you have so much to do, even the second hour. Yeah.
Great to see you guys and see you at the next rounds. So the BaTCC2 leaders. So yeah, I think that's that from the Parc Fermé here. I assume we go maybe back to the commentators in just a bit, but I wanted also to say great weekend, a lot of racing, a lot of fun yesterday with the practices and quali, and today with 10 sprint races and a 2-hour race in the end. So it was a pleasure to be with you this weekend, and yeah, back to the commentators, or I don't know, but yeah, thank you from my side, and see you in the next rounds. Bye-bye.
Yeah, thank you for watching us. Hopefully the races were interesting. Now we still have a prize giving ceremony to go, and then we will show the DeWALT mechanics competition to you as well. At least it took place today in during the lunch break. Once more, thank you and have a good evening or good morning or good afternoon whenever, wherever in the world you are. Thank you and bye.